Big news just dropped. President Trump signed the Fair Banking Executive Order. And what this order does is it changes the way banks can treat you. And for most business owners, it's going to open up the doors to more business funding. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what this order is and how you could take advantage of it over the next 6 months to be able to get your business funded. And you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned all the way through, because I'm literally going to tell you how you can take this order and turn it into 50K to 200K in business funding. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. All right, so we are at my computer. And the first thing I want to do is talk about what this order actually is. So President Donald Trump on August 7, 2025 issued an executive order guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans, which directs regulators to remove reputation risk considerations, prohibit politicized and or religion-based debanking, and reinstate affected clients. Okay, supporters say the order promotes fair access to banking, while critics warn it could weaken fraud and money laundering safeguards and create tensions with existing compliance laws. All right, so that's the mumbo jumbo, but let's actually get into what this actually means for you as a business owner and how you can potentially leverage this. All right, so the old way, I want to talk about this, why business owners actually got stuck. Banks deny people who had great credit and legal businesses. They used reputation risk. Basically, we don't like your views. Or we don't like your industry. I know we've all heard that before, NAT codes and high risk industries, all that stuff. Think that. Even legal businesses, crypto, trucking, coaching, lending, etc., they all got cut off. All right. The real issue is most people don't understand how banks decide funding. It's not just about credit score. It's about fundability plus structure. So what does the order change? Let's talk about that. Decisions, this is the first thing. Decisions must be based on real data. Approvals now equals your credit profile plus business structure. All right, so no more about the high risk industries and political view. All that stuff is getting removed with this new order, and it's no more hiding behind opinions of these financial institutions. Okay. The second thing, reputation risk is gone. So banks can't blacklist entire industries. And these were things that these institutions had been doing over the years. And I'll give you guys an example. We had somebody who is in our one-on-one funding program. His story is actually on our channel. And he thought being in the risk industry was a problem. Okay. And he actually was in a high risk industry. But once we stacked the right banks, he got 150K in approvals in 3 weeks. So again, these industries things like we're high risk industries and people banks blacklisting banks, it's a real thing. Like banks have been doing that, and it have been stopping people who actually were qualified from getting business funding. So it's not just some random language and some random order. Okay, guys, this is actually stuff that banks and institutions were doing, and it was affecting a lot of real business owners. Okay, so third thing, deny before you may get another shot. And you may be thinking like, oh, well, that's nothing new. If you get denied, you can just apply again in 30 days. It's a little bit different. So SBA is forcing banks to reinstate clients within 120 days. If you've been told no, this is the perfect time to have your profile ready. And we're going to talk about how exactly you can do that here in a second. But if you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. So the fourth thing, regulators are watching closely. Banks face fines and penalties if they don't comply. Okay, translation, banks are more likely to say yes, but only if you're fundable. So this isn't going to work if you're just walking in there and you got a 500 credit score, right? Like you still have to apply the principles of business funding. I teach a lot of that on my channel, guys. I got a bunch of videos. If you don't know who I am already, you can go through my channel and watch a lot of my content. But that stuff is still in place. It's just a lot of these different opinions and different segments of businesses that these banks were blocking out. This order is going to be able to change that. So the fifth thing, long-term protections are coming. So within 180 days, a permanent strategy must be in place. That means the opportunity isn't temporary, it's part of a shift. And I hinted at this earlier in the video. about having your stuff ready to go, because again, this order just got signed last month, and they're slowly going to be starting to implement this and have it take effect with how banks underwrite. Okay, so you want to make sure, if you're not ready, you want to get ready, because this is going to be a great, perfect time to be able to get business funding. Okay, so why this matters for business funding, let's actually talk about it. More approvals and less subjective denials, like I just went over. The high risk industries, I've actually had people getting judged in the bank if they just went in to the branch. I've heard stories about that in the comments, or people email us about, different random reasons why people were getting denied, and they had good credit. They had, their business structure correct. At least they thought they did, right? And they were getting these random denials. Okay, this order is aiming to change all of that. The banks are under pressure. Now is your chance to stack these lines of credit. But here's the truth, okay? They're still looking for, like I said earlier, 700 plus credit scores, low utilization. I like to tell people under 10%. That is your kind of key metric there. No negative items. That's a very important thing as well. Properly structured businesses. Okay, so again, like we talked about, knowing what bank is, like the actual bank that you're applying to, what they're actually looking for and what they want to approve. So let's go ahead and talk about funding practices. All right, you want to know this because a lot of times people just really don't know what they're supposed to be doing to get funding. All right, so profile alignment protocol, like I said, fix your credit plus your utilization. Business structure stack, LLC, EIN, bank accounts, all compliant. Everything needs to be matching. All right. So a lot of times people, they may have on their EIN letter, they may have, their old business address that they were using on the EIN letter, but on the articles of organization, it's a different address. Right. So everything needs to be matching. When I say business structuring stack, like all this stuff needs to align together. Okay. And then the bank stacking playbook, apply in the right order so approvals can snowball. Okay. That doesn't mean, I know you hear this term a lot, credit stacking. I'm not talking about that where you just think you can apply to 5 banks at one time. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about properly aligning these banks so that you can maximize your approvals, when you take your shot. Okay. So here is the key rollout window. Within 2 months, the SBA is alerting lenders about these new rules and this new order. Around 4 months, banks are expected to reopen access for people who had previously been cut off. And then by 6 months, the reputation risk, which we went over earlier in the video, excuse, is officially going to be gone. And permanent protections are in place now. So what does this mean for you? These next few months are a rare window where banks will be under the most pressure to say yes. If your business is structured the right way, you could take advantage and stack funding before the wave of applications hit, because there will be a wave of applications. Okay. This order just happened. You're going to see a lot of stuff coming out about it. And again, as these banks start to implement these changes, again, people are going to be applying. So you don't want to miss your opportunity to do that. So listen, if you already have a 700 plus credit score and you're tired of the games, you're tired of being enrolled in a YouTube university, and you want to just get some designated one-on-one guidance on how to fund your business properly and efficiently and how to leverage this order and everything I'm talking about in this video, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment below or in the description. It's going to take you to a page where you can book a time to speak with either me or one of my team members. And on this call, we're going to be able to sit down with you, analyze your business, see if it makes sense for you to join our one-on-one funding program, where we build you a custom funding strategy using our tools and get you access to our designated banking contacts to get your business funded swiftly. And usually that is under 30 days that people are getting funded. So if that interests you in any way, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment. We also got a DIY approach if you want to get our blueprint to fundability. That's going to be in the link as well. $27 can get you access to my 500K funding blueprint. So go ahead and click that if you're more interested in that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and smash that like button if you enjoyed today's content. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you want to learn how I got over 500K in business funding using my Omni growth strategy, go ahead and click the video on the screen right now. It's going to take you to a video I recently did where I break down my entire 500K growth strategy and how you can literally just steal it from me in that video. So go ahead and click the video on the screen right now, and I'll see you in that one.